Now, in case you were somehow unaware, Joe Biden has officially stepped down from running to be the next president of the United States and has instead endorsed Kamala Harris to be his replacement. This comes as a shock to many of us, as Biden over the past week has been very dead set on running for another 4 years. But as the pressure continued to come from many influential Democrats, he decided earlier today to drop out. And this has led many people to wonder who will be Kamala Harris's new vice presidential pick. Well, CNN dropped a bombshell today revealing the 4 running mates that Kamala is considering for her campaign. But before we get into that, I think we should review her recent statement that thanks Biden and reassures everyone that she will be winning this upcoming election. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
We just got a statement from Vice President Kamala Harris. It's a bit lengthy, but given the significance of the moment, I'm going to read it in full because it's also very telling. On behalf of the American people, I thank Joe Biden for his extraordinary leadership as President of the United States and for his decades of service to our country. His remarkable legacy of accomplishment is unmatched in modern history, American history, surpassing the legacy of many presidents who have served 2 terms in office. It is a profound honor to serve as his vice president, and I am deeply grateful to the president, Dr. Biden, and the entire Biden family. I first came to know President Biden through his son, Beau. We were friends from our working days together as attorney generals of our home states. As we worked together, Beau would tell me stories about his dad, the kind of father and the kind of man he was. And the qualities Beau revered in his father are the same qualities, the same values I have seen every single day in Joe's leadership as president. His honesty and integrity, his big heart and commitment to his faith and his family, and his love of our country and the American people. With this selfless and patriotic act, President Biden is doing what he has done throughout his life of service, putting the American people and our country above everything else. I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination. Over the past year, I've traveled across the country talking with Americans about the clear choice in this momentous election, and that is what I will continue to do in the days and weeks ahead. I will do everything in my power to unite the Democratic Party and unite our nation to defeat Donald Trump and his extreme Project 2025
I'm really sorry, but I have to leave.
Agenda. Senator, we can let you go. Thank you so much for being here. And the last part of the statement is, we have 107 days until Election Day. Together we will fight, and together we will win.
And I think it's also important to mention that the Biden for President Committee has officially changed its name to Harris for President, and we can see this indicated by this FEC filing. So Biden and Kamala have wasted no time getting this ball rolling as this transition goes on. So yes, it is hard to believe, but after everything, Kamala Harris is now, at least most likely, the Democratic nominee. Now, she still has to be officially nominated, but this is looking like the most likely outcome. But this brings up the question, who will be her vice president? Well, to answer that, let's take a look at the new CNN bombshell that outlines who Kamala is thinking to be her new running mate. Take a look at this clip.
But I want to start with CNN special correspondent Jamie Gangel. Jamie, you're learning more information about how all of this unfolded.
So first of all, I think we've said this before, but it's worth saying again, this was a surprise to Kamala Harris and her team today. And the first thing I'm told that they're looking at is logistics. They have a campaign to put together. She has to get the nomination. She has to see, as Phil was talking about earlier, whether anyone's going to challenge her. The other thing is simply, how does she get her name on the ballot? Yes, she is part of this infrastructure with the campaign and the convention, but this is a whole new game. And the last thing I'm told, multiple sources said we should look for the following. Will she reach out to another candidate, and they gave me some names, to put together a ticket? This is 2 reasons. One, to get some challengers maybe to go away who might be considering it, but also to get the party to coalesce around a new team to create excitement and to win. The names that are being floated that she might be interested in reaching out to, I don't think they'll come as a surprise. Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, who I am told she likes a lot, knows very well. And as we saw just a little while ago, he has already come out to endorse her publicly. That happened very quickly, and I know their camps speak to each other quite often. The other names will also be familiar. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has been mentioned a lot, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. There are clearly others, but those four names are the names I keep hearing about.
Yeah, those names have been out there.
Now, personally, I think that all four of these picks are pretty good and pretty safe options that will help earn the votes of more independent voters. Because you have to keep in mind, many Democrats are already set on voting for Kamala. They will vote blue no matter who the candidate is. The people who truly matter are the swing voters in those swing states. So Kamala needs a vice presidential pick that will help bring more of those independent voters over to her side and give her an edge in those swing states. And all four of these picks are from either swing states or at least somewhat contested states. Now at this point, it seems like any of these picks is equally likely to be chosen, but I'm sure as time goes on, we will hear more and more about a potential decision. But either way, I think any one of these four people would be a great pick and would really help the Democrats win this upcoming election. And I think it's important to keep in mind that there has been a lot of division in the Democratic Party, with people either being pro-Biden or anti-Biden in terms of him either remaining in the race or stepping down. But now that he has officially decided to step down, it is our duty to come together as Democrats and get behind this next candidate, who is most likely Kamala Harris. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and it's going to be a tough battle to defeat Donald Trump, but we have to be more united now than ever to make sure that we prevail this November.